Hello, little babies. Time to eat. Okay, so this afternoon we're gonna hand feed these beautiful little baby lovebirds. Here's tiniest little ones, and there are these. We're gonna start with these because they're making the most noise. So we're gonna tackle them first. But all you're gonna need is to feed them a few sheets of paper towel for you to wipe your hands while you're feeding them. I have some over here that are cut up to wipe their little beaks because I don't like them to have very dirty beaks. It's really bad for them for you to just leave it dirty after you're feeding them because it could cause big deformity, and you don't want that either because you just don't want them to be laying in their own mess all day while they're in their little cribs. And we're feeding them this formula. So that's Kaytee exact hand feeding formula for all types of birds, parrots, I guess. And instead of boiling my water in a microwave, I use this little kettle, and that water is mainly just to put inside this dish. So this is the hot boiling water where the food sits on it, and to keep it warm while I'm feeding the babies. And you're gonna need a syringe. This is the one that I like. I like this little one right there. But some people prefer bigger ones like that one, and some even we use these for bigger birds. But for some reason I'm only comfortable with this little one, and I only feed them as much as they allow me to. I don't like to overfeed them, and the way that you can tell when you're done feeding them, when they don't want any more food, they will pull away from you. So if they pull away from you, they're full. Do not force it, because if you force the food into them, what's going to happen, they're going to start throwing it up. So they're going to make a mess on themselves, a mess in the crib, a mess on the other little birds, and you don't want that. And plus you don't want all the food that you just gave them to go to waste and go away, and they don't get enough nutrition and all that stuff. So just feed them as much as you can. So the formula basically has to be in this consistency right here. And I use the hot water in the tap water faucet for that. And also this water over here, the boiling water, not only serves to keep the water nice and, the food nice and warm for them, it also helps me like to wash off the tip of the syringe every time I feed a baby. Instead of just inserting a dirty syringe in their little beaks, I just like to wash it off right there and fill it up and feed it again. So I guess that also prevents them to get any bacteria, any infections, or anything like that. So I'm very finicky about how I feed the babies because I want them to be nice and healthy. So it's just like a precaution. So here it goes. This is the first one. You don't want to feed them just like that because they're going to make a mess all over their face, all over the crib, and they are not going to get enough. So you need to hold their little faces like that, very so gently, and insert it. Okay? And wipe it. And use your paper towel to to wipe your hands clean. Again, I clean up the tip of the syringe with the hot water on the side of the bowl to do it again. You want another? There you go. Good baby. Good baby. So, that same baby that I gave 3 syringes to, hang on, honey bunch. See, he's pulling away from me. Almost. Okay, so you ready for another one? Okay. Oops. Now he's pulling away from me. So 4 syringes were good enough. Now I'm going to try to give him again and see if he's going to take it. Come here. Oop. It's like you want them to get enough, but you don't want them to overfeed them. Or if you don't have to, because you just don't want them to throw it up, and it's a bad habit. And if one of them starts hurling the food out, all the other ones are going to see it. They're going to do it too. They're going to mimic what's the one little brother and sister, whatever, is doing. Right? No, no, no. We don't want you to do that. Come here, honey bunny. You're going to be a little superstar. There you go. Oops, oops. Come on, you only got one. You need another, at least. Okay. So, see how they pull away when you overfeed them? I know my syringe is really small. Some people use it bigger. But I'm just like really comfortable with this syringe. It's small enough for their beaks. It's comfortable for them. And it's comfortable for me. I know how much I'm feeding them, how much they're getting. And this one, come here. This one is terrible when it comes to eating. Here, my darling. Oh, you're already pulling away. You only got one. We gotta try to get at least 2 or 1.5. It's like he's getting older, so he's like, I don't want any more of that baby food, but I want it anyways. And give it to me, don't give it to me. So it's a little tag of war. So I just don't try to force feed him, because I think he was the one that started throwing up the food, and then all the other little ones just followed his leadership there. Oh, there you go. And that was a mess. You just can't help it to feel worried and like, oh, are they sick? Why are they eating their food the way they're supposed to? And you just go into this worry mode without being necessary. And then all it is that you were overfeeding them, and they don't want their crops to be that full when they go to sleep, so they throw it out. So I'd rather have them do that than to have their crops full and then they get like that sour crop and they die from it. That happened to me once with the Sun Conure, and I was heartbroken when that happened. Honey, if you don't want more, you just let me know, okay? You just pull away, because I don't want you to throw up your food. Okay, so we got this little guy done. And you little guy, okay? So I like to wipe their little beaks like that. Make sure that they're nice and clean. Okay. Now we're gonna feed these little guys. They're very tiny. I don't know if I can get them. So there it is. They're so cute. So let me see if I can get them on a shot over there for you guys. So the little ones, you have to be extra patient with them. And again, I'm going to change the water on the bottom and get another syringe because these baby are smaller. And you don't want to risk on having them get any bacterias or something from the older babies. Although they're all kept in the same environment, and I clean their cribs a couple of times a day and all that stuff, but still, you can never be too cautious. Come on, my darling. Come on. So, these over here were pulled out last week at 2 weeks old. Okay. And I had them in the same little crib with the other ones, the bigger ones. And I overfed these little guys, and they saw the older ones throwing up their food, so they mimicked that. They started doing it too. So